Hello. Seeing that it's summer, I thought we'd take a little trip to France. So here, let's go to Carnac in Brittany, at the place which has been the home for the past, 7,000 years, to these monumental stones here. They're called menhirs, and around 3,000 of them stretch over about 4 miles. I'll put a map up here. About 4 miles of this part of France. Well, I say 3,000, but actually we'd have to say now 2,960, because quite recently they were down by 40. You see, the town mayor woke up one day and decided those menhirs would be more useful as hardcore. And so he made what we might call a monumental mistake. And this is how the headline in the Telegraph puts it. Mayor destroys French Stonehenge to make way for a DIY shop. Olivier Lepic has become the most hated man in France after raising a section of the alignments of Carnac. To the surprise of absolutely nobody, he's now complaining he's had death threats. I can't think why. I mean, there's just no contest. If you've got a load of old stones there that are 7,000 years old and a discount bucket and matching mop, is there? I mean, yeah, so I can't see what these mad French are even thinking of. They were 5,000 years old, remember, when Jesus was born. And they've survived 7,000 years of human idiocy only to end up as a pile of rubble to make room for a DIY store. But then they have had their place in the sun. They should make way for more modern installations, shouldn't they? There isn't a builder in the world that wouldn't look at those stones there and quietly turn over the idea that this would be an ideal place for a DIY superstore. Hang on, somewhere on here we'll see what became of those. There we are, that's what became of those stones. And this is Granniopteryx interrupting herself to tell you that I'm on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute and Minds. The links are in the description. Also in the description are links to Twitter and Gab, which are the platforms on which I tell you that I've uploaded a new video, and to the donation sites if you feel so inclined. But the one thing you don't need links for is the like button, and I'd appreciate that if you'd click that like button and if you'd share this video and subscribe to my channel. Remember, if you're on YouTube, check you are actually still subscribed. Okay, well, back to La Belle France. Well, you know, to be fair, when you've got a field full of boring old stones that haven't moved an inch in 7,000 years, why not get your boring done with brand new power tools that came at a discount and have taken the trouble to travel all the way from China for the privilege? You know, I'm trying to think what the conversation must have been like when Monsieur Lepic gave the local council the benefit of this brilliant idea. Listen, you chaps, for some reason all our historical churches are bursting into flames. Can't think why, but that's only our Christian heritage that's being destroyed. We have to think about diversity here and give some thought to the previous religion and earlier occupants of this part of the world. So let's destroy those useless old stones. Hang on, I've got a couple more pictures. Oh, here we are. You see how they go in these straight lines for miles and miles and miles. So why don't we just knock a few over and obliterate their centuries of cultural significance and replace them, well, with something more useful like sacks of compost. I'll bet every historian in France was thrilled at the idea. I can imagine everyone in Carnac being of the opinion that the only preserving their town really needs is the sort that comes in tins to preserve the wooden fences. It's the 21st century, folks. Who needs Menhirs when you can have a Black & Decker drill and combo screwdriver? What better embodiment of progress than a whole wall full of shelves stacked with screws in various sizes? Just like these Menhirs actually, but far more useful. Did they have that stuff in the Stone Age? You bet they did not. Monsieur Lepic says he didn't know that the stones were of historical value. Yeah, like I believe that. He's the mayor. He must know the town. I mean, a little bit at least. Anyway, of course he knew what they were. So now he's getting death threats, as I said. I do not condone that. That's very nasty. But I thought I might be able to offer him some help in that respect. I think I found a way round it for him. You see, those stones, do we have any more pictures? No. I'll find a couple more pictures and put them up. You see, those stones in the fields, they were owned by farmers, the fields that is, and the farmers are French, and the French helped the Americans to become independent, and the Americans owned slaves, which means that the Menhirs are connected to slavery. Yeah, there you are. Job done. All the Menhirs can now be pulled down and thrown into the Atlantic. Well, yeah, if they can get those right-on students to care enough about such things and have enough strength to do it. But then that's their problem, isn't it? Okay, well, that's the story of the Menhirs. Another part of our cultural heritage in rubble. Till next time. Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and t-shirts come in the granniopteryx design or Granbo with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.granniopteryx.com and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share.